Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today it is 59 minutes past 8 of the United Kingdom on the 4th of September 2022. Back in X-Plane 11, back in the ZIBO Mod 737. It's been such a long time since I've done a public live stream in this aircraft, and it's a complete impromptu stream. I haven't notified anyone on social media or on YouTube that I'm streaming. It's my first day off. I've just done 5 days of flying in a row, and I thought, wow, what's the first thing I want to do on my day off in the evening is actually crack out a live stream. Today we are in Boston and we're going to be flying to LaGuardia. There's a VATSIM event going on, Boston to LaGuardia Shuttle. You can already see here as we look over at the airport, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 aircraft at the whole point. It's quite a good job I didn't publicise this because there might have been a few other people joining on this sector. It would have been carnage enough. But yeah, flight time should be about 45 minutes or so if there's no delays. Look at aircraft landing on 4 right there. That's really, really cool as we're on VATSIM here. This is the updated Mr. X6 scenery as well for Boston, which I've not seen yet, which works really well with Ortho 4XP. I purchased the LaGuardia Field Air scenery as well for X-Plane 11. It was only like $5 or £5. So we'll have lovely scenery there, Ortho 4XP for the entire sector. Live time, live weather, as real as it can get. I hope you're all doing really well on this weekend, first weekend of September, and we'll be doing some more streams this month. I have a few more standbys coming up, which I'm going to utilise with some more streams and fun things lined up for you. Who have we got here this evening then? We've got Casper Solved, High Flight Sim. Nice to see X-Plane 11. Absolutely, I still love this simulator. Obviously, with PMDG releasing their 737, I've been, well, I've only been able to get 2 streams out of this aircraft, but I didn't want to leave it so long since we left the ZIBO mod. I know he's been busy getting it ready for X-Plane 12, but I can't tell you any more than that. Some fun streams, as I said, coming up in the future there. Ethan was going to leave the house, but suddenly Flight Deck Sim stream in the northeast. Don't leave the house, Ethan. Here we are. It's Greg Scott's stealth live stream. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Listerman's here. Thomas, Eater, Boz. Hope you're doing well, man. It's not me, says good evening. Callum Thompson is here. John Bros, JFP1, Anthony Teal was up a stream in the US. Wow, I love coming back to America. Boston Red Sox, let's go, said Vanguard. Tom Pascoe, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I saw your message. No, I did get back to you about the fly plans. No way of doing that anytime soon. Edward, hope you're doing well. Good evening. All perfect distraction whilst on a night shift planning long haul flights. So someone else on a night shift. Yeah, Robert Adcock about to start his night shift as well. Well, thank you very much for taking your time to pop in the stream this evening. Aditus, hi there, from the same time zone as the sector. Very cool. Samuel says, been away for 2 weeks in Crete. Bought the 800 whilst I was there and flew it for the first time today. Just love it. Loving the PMDG 737. Good for you, sir. Right, let's now zoom on in towards the aircraft here. As I mentioned there, this is the completely free to download. It's one of the best freeware airports you'll find anywhere by Mr. X6 here. And he's updated it to version 2 here, which allows it to be completely compatible with Ortho 4XP. It's a really high detailed airport. You know, we all like how Microsoft Flight Simulator looks, but to have this in X-Plane 11 is an absolute treat for completely free as well, which is an absolute bonus. We're on stand B17 over here. You can see how busy it is over at the terminal. Even my PC struggling here slightly. We've got Southwest, FedEx, we've got JetBlue, Delta, Air Canada over there. We're over here on Terminal B, Concourse B. There's an American 738, a United, and here is Ameripaca, our subsidiary here for the US of A. Now, you notice my speed brakes and ground spoilers are extended. My spoilers are extended. That's just something as part of the mod with the Thrustmaster throttle quadrant. It always seems to extend when the aircraft's not powered up. But you can see I've got yoke cam here as well. I'll be using that throughout the stream. Hello. There's my left hand. But yeah, it's great to be back in this mod. I've only been streaming this publicly. Well, only been streaming it to the members in the group flights. I always take the ZIBO mod, but I just realised it's been ages, and I wanted to highlight how great this aircraft is. I love the PMDG 737, but just showing you how you can have a just as good, or even in most cases better, 737 available in your desktop simulator. Ameripaca, says Listerman, absolutely there. Yeah, Liam Barwick, take plenty of fuel. We'll have a look at our operational. Why am I finding this extremely funny? It would seem that the de-icing truck is stuck on a patch of ice. Could argue that's ironic, but anyway, he is a little stuck there. But yeah, great to be back in this sim, and yeah, we'll be taking lots of extra fuel today. I've got 30 minutes of taxi fuel already on the operational flight plan. I'm going to take as much extra as I can as well on top of that. We're going to take a full load of passengers, 189, every seat occupied on this sector. I think this in real life is one of the most popular routes in the United States. I think there's a flight leaving every 45 minutes to an hour in real life between Boston and LaGuardia, so that's pretty cool. First time into LaGuardia as well. Will you be buying Explain 12? I will be, Icy. Hope you're doing well. Listed and Anon. Got to Schiphol safely, boss. Hope you have a good flight. I saw your message, Sam, and thank you very much for saying you would have joined otherwise. But anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit through the air bridge. There we go. Yes, as professional as ever. I seem to be in the landing gear bait. There we go. Right, so as ever, I'll be following real-world SOPs and procedures based off my operator, live weather, lifetime. Very busy on VADSIM. I do sometimes forget American procedures. I've already received my pre-departure clearance as well from the air traffic controller, which I'll quote shortly when we get everything set up for our SID. Callum Thompson, the IC truck's being picked up by an invisible giant and is trying to escape. Yes, I'd agree there. Hello, Lauren. Hope you're doing well. Flight is regular due to business travellers being able to buy a ticket last minute. Not necessarily means most passengers. Very interesting. I've learned something new there. Right, anyway, let's get everything up and running. So let's get the battery on. You can already hear ATC chatting away. I was making sure everything was working before the stream. I haven't been able to test the sector, there's no time, but at least all the audio should be working as it should be. But I've just muted VATSIM there in the background as we carry on everything there. So let's get the ground power connected. So GPU connect. There we are. We have some electrical power. Just turn up the sound slightly. The battery's on, GPU's on the bus. Hop on the electric hydraulic pumps. Landing gear lever, excuse me, is down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights. We then check all the aircraft documentation. Let's check the squibs. Fault tests. No fault. APU detector in op. Master caution. We've got overheat detector. We can now reset that. So let's check the fire test. There we are. So we've got the fire warning lights, wheel well, engine overheat, and the fire warning belt and lights illuminated too. Emergency exit lights armed. Let's have a look at our operational flight plan. So here it is. Boston to LaGuardia. So you can see here, it's based off a zero fuel weight of 59.6. Very heavy, guys. This is fully loaded. Maximum zero fuel weight on our aircraft is 61.8. So we're only about 800 kilos off the maximum we can take traffic load wise. So be careful when you have a very heavy load. You've got to be careful with the amount of additional fuel you could take. Based on standard block fuel, our landing weight is 62.7. So we're only about 2.5 tons off our max landing weight. So if I take 2.5 tons of extra fuel, we're right at our max landing weight. So if we get some shortcuts, you can actually land overweight. We are able to land overweight, but only in non-normal situations, really. So we're going to take an extra 2 tons of fuel. That will take us to 5.7, let's just call it 7.8, which is full wings, and that will put us within half a ton of our max landing weight. I really don't want to take any more than that, and that 2 tons should be enough to hold for 40 minutes or so. So let's go here and order the fuel. So payload firstly, 189 passengers, all economy. There we are, not a spare seat on this aircraft now, and fuel welcome will take 7.8. There we go. Enter, and we'll call for the fuel truck.
Ground supply deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
There we are. Thanks for subscribing there, Alison Frolic. Hope you're doing well. Love the name. Lauren, usually these days also a route for the E-Jet or A220, sometimes 319. Rare to see larger aircraft due to high frequencies. Yeah, I looked online and I think, I don't know what airline I observed doing this flight on flight radar. I think it was the E190, so it looks pretty busy. We'll test the attend button now, working our way here. The flaps are up, which match the indicated position, and it's very dark in here. Again, that's someone explain the 11 lighting issue, but we'll make do. Stab trick out switch is normal. Cargo fire test coming up next. Forward aft discharged. Fire warning bell and light is illuminated. Audio radio tuning panel set. Rudder and aileron trim is 3 and 0. Gear extension doors closed. Check the circuit breakers over here. And flight recorder is tested. Mach airspeed warning test. A little bit longer for the stall warning test. IRS to nav. Check the circuit breakers on the left hand side. and we can start the boarding process. Welcome on board, my American passengers. Excellent, so we'll grab the ATIS in a second. Callum, clearly I've been watching too many Microsoft Flights of 2020 streams. Texture's looking a bit 2010 explained now. Yes, but obviously a little outdated. For me, the immersion, though, I still get more out of this sim from a sort of, certainly with this aircraft, how it feels and dynamically. I'll explain all later when we get flying. But very excited for X-Plane 12, which looks like it's not too far away, which is very exciting. Scotty, was this planned? I thought I had a notification for a stream, but for Monday, still a nice surprise. It's not Monday, is it? It's not, Scotty. This was completely unplanned. Just mentioned to the members about an hour and a half ago. I'd quite like to stream this evening. I've had a busy 5 days flying, busy today, and I thought, you know what? Let's crack on, do a bit of a later stream. I've been on late this week, so I've been going to bed sort of at past midnight, 1 o'clock, so my body clock is very much adjusted to US East Coast time, let's say. Right, let's grab some weather from the ATIS. We'll get that tuned up now. We've got Boston ATIS on 135.0. And let's have a little listen in, see if it's coming through on voice. Don't think it is, guys. We definitely heard ground talking beforehand. No, I've got ATIS on, but it's not coming out at all. I have to get it in text. So it's Boston Information Mike 1854 Zulu. Very outdated then. 120 at 13, 10 statute miles. Parallel runways in use, landing on 4 right and 4 left. Departing on runway 9er. Runway 33 right is approved for a turn. After landing, check no turns, read back all hold short instructions, fly assigned altitudes, numerous cranes in the Boston area. Okay, we'll be careful of that. Now, I have got my pre-departure clearance already from Boston delivery. Call sign Alpaca 2509. Cleared to LaGuardia to fly an altitude of 16,000 feet. So what I'll do, I'll preset 16,000 for now. We might have to put something that's a little bit lower on the PAT 6 departure. So I'll set 16,000. Routing is as filed. Climb via SID, expect 16,000 feet 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency once airborne is 133.0.
All loaded up and you are good to go.
And this is a departure clearance. You do not need to respond to this message. Where's my squawk? I don't seem to have a squawk assigned on this. Oh yeah, I do. Beacon 1362. So let me just set this here. 1362. Is that an American thing? Do they call it beacon? Don't call that a beacon in Europe, but anyway, 1362 is set, and because the fueling is done, we can now turn on the seatbelt signs as well. Perfect. Whoop. Zooming on into the overhead panel. There we go. Oh, we've got American flight attendants. How excellent. The flight deck sim calendar. I saw that, Lauren. Sam Heaton, when I flew at Boston a few months ago, they gave me text clearance rather than voice. Yeah, it's quite common. Oh, they gave you voice clearance instead, okay. Yeah, is it pronounced LaGuardia or LaGuardia? I actually don't know how it's pronounced here in America. I'll do my best to pronounce it correctly once I get on the voice there. Callum, question for anyone with 737 knowledge, when is the align option actually used on the IRS? In older Boeings it's actually align the IRS, but it appears to not to be needed on the 737 NG. I've never used it. You just go straight to nav once you've powered up the aircraft. If you put it in align, it does the exact same job. You just need to move it to nav to complete the alignment. You just move it to nav. Certainly on the NG, Classic's not 100% sure, but I've never actually used the align function there. A beacon is a very old school term. I've never heard that one, Jet Power 960. Very cool. It's LaGuardia. LaGuardia. Okay. LaGuardia. It'd just be like me want to call it LaGarbage. Oh no. See, pronunciation skills hasn't changed, Boz. Unbelievable. Fox, is it a quick realignment? We're doing a full alignment now, but if we fly multiple sectors in the 7.3, or perhaps a long sector, sometimes the IRS position will drift and you'll get a message in the FMC saying IRS POS disagree, and to do a quick alignment, which is modelled here, you just move the IRS to align temporarily. That's the only time I've used it. I've never used it for a full alignment. You then update your position in the FMC and move the IRS switches back to nav, and then after about 30 seconds it'll realign completely. But you obviously must be stationary. Don't try that in flight, otherwise you'll lose all of your alignment. LaGuardia we're going for then. Excellent, that's all done. We've got the ATIS. What was the QNH here on the text? Well, inches of mercury are here. So it is 3007. So we're going to go to inches, 3007, and we'll set the MFR array. Let's set 1,000 feet above aerodrome level. It's quite a short runway, 9 for departure. Oh, we've lost the clicking sound in the mod. I swear it used to click. Well, it doesn't click in the real aeroplane, to be fair. 1,050. Let's set that for now. Perfect. Let's now load in our operational flight plan. So fueling's all done. We're going to be departing from KBOS. This is a really popular airport on VATSIM. I think it's one of the busiest airports. There's always ATC here, but when there's an event it gets incredibly busy. I thought I wanted to jump into the action. There's LaGuardia. Our call sign today, I went for a bit of a more of an American style call sign, so Alpaca 2509, I guess I'll say it like that. Departing runway 9, and it will be a PATS 6 departure. From PATS, we'll be routing direct to Nelly. I guess this is a standard routing. And from Nelly to Vaury. From Vaury it's a Harp 3. So ILS 22 I'm expecting, Harp 3. Which transition, I wonder. Let's have a little look at the... Oh no, I don't have Navigraph open here. I'm just having a quick look at the charts, guys, on my Navigraph display, which is in front of me. I just want to see which transition it could possibly be. I'm sure some of you in chat are probably saying. So on a Harp 3 arrival, looks like it terminates at Harp, and then we're going to go via, who knows, Charlie or something like that. Let me just have a look at the routing here. The alignment's now complete anyway. I think I'll just leave it as it is. I think the other transitions might not be what we're looking for. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. So we go from Harp, Crowley, then LaGuardia over the airport. I guess then Yeoman. Yeoman. Crowley, LaGuardia, Yeoman, Yeoman, Groki. So what I might just do is go from Crowley to Yeoman. Something like that. That'll do. Happy days. Activate, execute. FMC. So 59.6 with a 0 fuel weight. Reserves actually to return to Boston. That's our alternate. Need 2.9 tons for this. Cost index we'll use is a 30. We're cruising very low, flight level 160, but this is the height traffic flies in real life on this sector. Top of climb, wind and average wind. Look, it's exact. Well, they're pretty much the same, so you could just get away on this sector for putting in the average as top of climb. Top of climb ice is 13 degrees. Executed. Now, quite heavy, 64.9. We could obviously take a lot more fuel on longer sectors. It's a short runway, it's about 2,000 and a bit meters. I'm going to go full 26. Yeah, let's go full 26. Let's go full beans. Take off flat 5. CG's in 20.8, 5.5 units. Gotta love realistic trimming speeds. Banter. And V speeds are 37, 39. 49 set of the MCP. Wonderbar. Flight directors we can pop on now as well. Excellent. Overhead panel then. Yaw dampers on. Now transfer display switch is normal auto. Fuel. 4 pumps on. No fuel in the centre tank. Crossfeed. Bright. Dim. Bright. Off. Cabin utility IFE galley powers on. IDG disconnect switches are guarded. Standby power is auto. That's all set. Seatbelt signs on. Window heat can pop on. Anti-ice is off. Just the forward entry door open for boarding. Voice recorder's on. Trim air. Packs auto. Isolation valve auto. AP bleeds off. 16,000 feet. And LaGuardia's got to be close to sea level. I've got the charts here open in front of me. 21 feet, so we'll go for 0, and that is all set on the overhead panel. Let's have a little look at Navigraph charts as well. 2-2 is the most boring approach. It's okay coming with the south because they send you up the Hudson at 4,000 feet right by downtown Manhattan. Sorry, Laura, don't have much control over that though. John, at least we don't operate like Europe where runway and every approach has its own arrival and transition. Shots fired as well. Oh my goodness. Hey, what's wrong with European approaches? Let me get these charts open. I did forget prior to the stream to get this all set up. So Boston, parking stands. We're on Bravo 17 all the way down here. Push back onto the taxi line east, I guess, out via one of these gates. We'll select the airport charts as well. And the SID, which will be the PATS 6. So, runway QDM for runway 9. I'm trying to be American here. We'd say 09 here in Europe, but we're going to go for 9. 092. 092. 092. Taxi then is going to be quite simply push back onto Alpha, maybe Kilo. Mike, or if we could go the long way around Bravo Mike. I think that's how they were queuing. That's what I saw earlier. I want to see what we get later. Let's have a look at this RNAV SID then. PAT 6. Top altitude is 5,000, so I'm actually going to set that initially. Expect 16,000 feet 10 minutes after departure, so 5,000 feet set. Climb on heading 092 to 520 feet. 520 feet. And then route direct to Claw out above 4,000, Claw out above 4,000, max 250 knots. Then on depicted route to Pats. So after Claw, we're going to go to Fenway to Gillette, then to Wimpf, Dedham, then Pats. Looks all coded, and the picture and the ND looks sensible. So I'm happy that the SID has been selected in the FMC. Back to map, water brake to RTO, reset fuel flow, we'll select terrain, airports, Jim, you can have legs, we'll just do a quick lights test, check the oxygen as well, because I do have the checklist to read. Gets a bit cross if you don't complete your checks, which is obviously quite important.
Boston ground, radio check.
Everything is all set as it should be. Perfect. So, let's now do that to Bright, and then we should be all good. Right. I hope you're doing well. Tom Hates Cats, nice to see you here. Pat's pronounced Pirats, usually preceded with mispronounced Boston expletive. I won't say anything like that. Jim always has legs on the glare shield, unbelievable. Simily Bob is very busy on VATSIM. I was in New York Centre the other week on VATSIM, and it's so damn busy. It's much worse than London Control, so good luck. Well, luck is all we need. Let's actually have a little look around here as we get the APU started. See what the situation is at the moment, at the whole point here. It's actually less busy than it was at the start. There's 4 aircraft for departure on runway 9. And look at the approach here as well. Busy. There's these 2 aircraft on final. The apron, though, is extremely busy. And the parking stands are all pretty much full. There must be at least a good 20 aircraft here. Exciting. I like it when there's a lot of traffic, though. It makes it very good fun. I mean, airports like this, it's quite common to have a lot of traffic at the whole point. Oh, we've got a little bit of extra fuel in the middle. So, see, we have 70 kilos. Don't put the centre tank pumps on at this stage, because you'll end up getting master caution fuel on the takeoff roll, which is not good. Anyway, APUs should be available shortly. There we are, that can go on the bus, and we can disconnect the ground power. Figure out how to use the mod. No, I'll disconnect GPU. Right. Look at that, we're doing really well for time. We've still got 8 minutes until I'd like to be due out. Hello, Just. 10 months of member, hope you're doing well. Glad you're enjoying the content still. And enjoy using the custom emojis in chat as well. It's been such a busy week. This is like my 6th day in a row in a 737, albeit this one virtually. So much bad weather around Europe at the moment. We had great weather for such a long time. Hot, calm weather. Now it's just thunderstorms galore. I heard that during takeoff you disconnect centre fuel. Is this true? So prior to start, really, we wouldn't really do it before takeoff unless we notice the centre fuel tank flickering. But generally, we've got around, well, less than 1,000 litres, about 560 odd kilos. We turn the centre pumps off for departure, then turn them on at 10,000 feet. Similarly, Bob, how many sectors do you usually do a day? Between two or four. Well, between. It's either 2 or 4 sectors. 2 or 4. Very rarely 6, but not the base I'm at. Did you hear about that Cessna that crashed in the Baltic? Yeah, that was a couple of hours ago, wasn't it? I saw that. Was it a business jet? A citation? Yeah, I did see that. Gutted for the Artemis rocket. I was hoping to watch that. It looks like they're going to have to wheel that back to the launch or the building facility, aren't they? That's such a shame. Very excited to keep an eye out on that. Right, anyway, let's try and get out of this airport. So APU's on the bus. Just contact. Oh, there is a delivery frequency. What does it tell me to do on here? Contact clearance with location in the airport. Coordinates when ready to push. I'll do that now. And we'll have a little listen in, see how busy it is. Sounds busy. Captain, using a PC or PS? Said Favour, so I'm using PC. Classic flight deck sim. Dedication to flying. Have a day off, Captain. What does he do? Goes flying with us. Thank you. You're welcome, Carol. I've been trying to stream as much as this summer's been. The last spring has been impossible. As you well know, I moved house as well. Some of you will know. So it's been a crazy 3 months. Thanks for subscribing as well. Barber's Snavam Radio. Hope you're doing well. Right, looks like that's busy. Whilst that's going on, let's read the checklist.
Safety inspection checklist. Surfaces and chocks.
Checked.
Maintenance status.
Checked.
Battery.
On.
Electric hydraulic pumps.
On.
Landing gear lever.
Down.
Ship's library.
Checked.
Safety inspection checklist complete.
Perfect. Let's do the before start checklist.
Before start checklist to the line. IRS mode selectors.
Nav.
Gear pins.
Removed.
Light test.
It is,
Check.
Alex. Very well
Oxygen.
said.
Tested
it is.
100%.
Yaw damper.
On.
Nav transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Fuel.
So whenever you get to fuel on the checklist, we always, every sector, grab the operational flight plan. We compare how much is the minimum required to 5656. We read what's in the tanks. So in this case, 78, and then we confirm the amount of pumps on as well.
Checked.
Fuel pumps.
4 pumps on.
Cabin util IFE galley power.
On.
Emergency exit lights.
Armed.
Fasten belts.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning.
PEX auto. Bleeds on.
Pressurization.
So verify we've got 160, which is our cruise level, sea level for LaGuardia, and the pressurization mode selector is in auto.
Set.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Instruments.
Cross-checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Hydraulics.
They
Normal.
are in
Speed
normal.
brake.
Down D10.
Parking brake.
Not again.
Oops, I forgot to set the parking brake.
Set.
Stab trim cutout switches.
Normal.
Wheel well fire warning.
Checked.
Radios, radar and transponder.
So they are all set and standby. We've got a squawk there. That's good.
Set
1362.
and standby.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
50,
Takeoff briefing.
40, 30,
Thank you very
20.
much.
10.
Who's this here? Dericia Hall for the 99 cents and a cat. Appreciate that. That's a black cat. Isn't that meant to be bad luck? I hope we don't have any bad luck on this sector. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Discussed.
PA.
Imagine that's complete.
Complete.
FMC CDU.
So I have takeoff page. Jim, our first officer, has legs.
Set.
N1 and IAS bugs.
N1 and IIS auto. V-speed set.
Stab trim.
Set.
Performance, weight and balance.
That's all checked. Full 26k departure.
Checked.
EFB.
Airplane mode and stowed.
Phones.
Off.
Flight deck windows and cockpit
Not
doors.
again.
Not again.
That's fine. We haven't finished boarding.
Closed.
Doors.
Ah, this. Closed.
Passengers.
Seated.
Before start checklist completed to the line.
Right, that's all good. We'll get better pushback connected.
Grounded cockpit, show me where you want to go.
Aircraft on our right's pushing.
Grounded cockpit, those driving up.
Jim has legs, that was unexpected. Bag, we love USA, I saw. Brando, just a question. Why do you time the engine start in real life? That's because, Brando, we have a starter limit. I don't do it in the mod or in the PMDG, but there's a starter cycle limit of 2 minutes. I've never... The starts on the 737NG are extremely reliable. I've only had one aborted engine start in 11 years. And that was because we had... we lifted the start lever up, but it didn't catch. You know, there was no increase in EGT or anything. And I can't remember what it was. The aircraft went tech then. We had to swap aircraft. but the engineers said something, there was a connection issue or something. So we moved it to idle, but that was some time ago.
All doors, hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Otherwise, I've never had any other aborted engine start condition. Sometimes on certain aircraft, the N2 can be a little slow to rotate. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, remember, but it could be an issue with the way the bleed air is getting to the engine. But sometimes it can take a long time for the N2 to reach 25%. It doesn't necessarily need to make 25%. Once you get max motoring, which can sometimes happen, very rarely, around 23, 24 sort of runs out of oomph, you can put the fuel in. Yeah, there are more limitations when it's cold as well. Josh, what do you reckon for the PMDG 738? Great add-on, really good. If you want the best 737 in Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's the way to go. Just for me, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, still needs a lot of work done on flight dynamics. We were briefly touching up on Discord about how the aircraft in takeoff and landing is very jerky, the movement's very sudden. That's just the sim. It's a lot more fluid in this simulator. A lot more fluid.
44 Boston, clearance, monitor ground, point 9, take care. Point 9, 2144.
When ready to push. Okay, let's have a go with this then. Boston clearance, very good afternoon. It's Alpaca 25091, stand Bravo 17, and we're ready for push. Received our PDC.
Alpaca 2509, Boston clearance, roger, standby.
What did he say? Standby, I think. Standby. Washington.
Alpaca 2509, what did you say your gate number was?
B17 Bravo 17. So probably some sort of cue here. He said many American things. Boston. Right, I'll promise you one time I'll check in and say Boston. Anyway, we're over here. I guess this will be a pushback onto taxi line Echo of some description. Oh, hold on, I need to make sure my laptop's plugged in, otherwise I will lose you all chat on my second screen. There you are.
United 330, I'll just confirm some more. You want me to monitor ground for pre-start? United 333A for monitor ground point 9. Roger.
Put ground on standby, because that will be next. Here is the Flight Dictator Sim Alpaca Airways headrests. You've got welcome on board. Do love the Ameripaca livery. Don't forget, all the Alpaca liveries are completely free to download, and if you use the command !livery, it will take you to the Google website made by GFace, one of the members, where you can grab every single one of them. I will, Abbas. Hopefully it'll
9031 heavy active clearance, let me know when you're ready.
it'll hopefully do it automatically. Hello, Mr. Jiggles. Does your company have the Max? And if so, have you flown them?
50,
How do you find them?
40,
I'm yet to
30,
fly the Max.
20,
We do have them.
10.
Hopefully, rumoured in the next month or two, I might get one to have a go on. Thanks, Jonil76 for your £5. Very generous of you, sir, obviously here in the UK. Hope you're having a lovely evening. It was very kind of you to donate directly via the StreamLabs portal. Thank you, sir.
1872 Boston clearance request.
There's the Nathan Sargent grabbing the audio checklist extension. That's completely free to download as well. That's loosely based off my operator's checklist. Just adds that extra level of immersion, making it a little bit more like a two-pilot or two-crew aircraft. Completely checks your configuration and all your switches as well. I am Phil. Has an engine somehow taken on fire during taxi ever? Not that I know of. I am Phil, my operator. Probably, for sure, at some point in the history of aviation. The CFMs are very reliable. Very, very reliable. Yeah, engine failures do happen, but I'm fortunate not to ever have had one. Hopefully.
Speedbird Concord
Someone's in Concord. Good man. Hey, on, it's not a flight deck sim stream if the doors aren't closed. We don't pay for accuracy here, we pay for that last. Simmy Bob, do you use the second flight plan regularly to speed up turnarounds? Yes, every sector we use Route 2 at my operator. Where's Concord? Yeah, that's a good point. I actually do have the Concord.
Logan 3 departure, maintain flight level 5,000.
What standard do you say it was on?
River Concord 931 Heavy, read back correct, advise ready for push, and are you going to be initially leveling off in an altitude, or are you just going straight up to your supersonic cruise?
I like that question. There he is!
I could go straight to supersonic for Speedbird Concord 931.
He's been squeezed in there between that and American.
Excuse me, Boston Liberty, that's a level of 28,000, 280, Speedbird Concord 9031.
Concord 9031, Roger. Can you do 270 or 290?
So it has told me to stand by still. It is flying quite nicely though, the departures. Obviously you've got landing on 4 left.
You can expect that and just let them
and then taking off on 9, so you know, arrivals departures can go simultaneously. Maybe they're also not landing on 4 left on 4 right as well.
2509, monitor ground point 9er.
Yeah, monitor ground point 9er, Alpaca 2509.
Boston ground, Clipper 538.
So I'm going to monitor ground now. Ah, thanks, Lauren. Landing on 4 right, only props allowed to land on 4 left. Cool, thank you.
Hold short runway 15 left. Cross 4 left in November, short of 15 left, Clipper 538.
1738, cross 4 left.
One thing I also like about X-Plane, it's, as a simulator, much easier. It's a much user-friendly interface, like the views, switches, the commands. You know, I've made my Microsoft Flight Simulator basically work like X-Plane with regards to the preset views.
Afternoon, Boston ground, that's November 470 uniform, clear off runway 4 left at Charlie.
Yeah, I can tell that's the case for me. Every time I jump into the PMDG, I'm like, wow, this is actually a really good representation of 737. It's got a few issues like the ZIBO mod does as well, but every time I come back to the mod, it does feel like coming home. It does. Just the dynamic points of it.
It's going to be a little while. We're holding everyone to LaGuardia just for a little bit.
Okay, so it looks like we might be here a little longer, guys. Because obviously everyone here is going to LaGuardia, and look how busy it is. So I'll just put a little bit of music on, try and answer any questions in chat. Try and listen out for Alpaca 2509 as well, guys. Let me know if I'm missing.
1285, Monitor Tower 128.8, good day.
So busy.
1285, thanks.
695, cross 4 left at Echo, right turn, Mike.
SSI, I'm also an old school avionics guy, very cool.
69, should have Bravo.
Concorde sat burning the same amount of fuel power as a 737 in the cruise. It is an extremely thirsty aircraft. That's map's looking crazy. Time for GeoGuessr. Well, won't have time with the cruise, that's for sure.
November at B24 for push and start.
333 Boston ground, push Alpha approved.
Favour, sir, you're a pilot in real life? Yes, sir.
Push and start.
Falcon ground, Malcolm 5991. Just want to make sure you haven't forgot about us.
So you're spoiled by the glass cockpits, absolutely. Thank you very much, Tyler Chambliss, for your $10. Very generous of you, sir. It will ping up at some point. It's a little bit delayed today. Someone's requesting an update on his status.
355 heavy Boston ground. Just going to keep you at the gate for a little while longer, just until this line clears up, and then
Hold on, is that a ship moving in the sim?
Thank you.
It is. That's pretty cool.
Boston ground, good day, Delta 427. We just cleared 4 right on Foxtrot. Looking.
Let's have a look at some of these arrivals whilst we wait.
695 right turn, Mike Monitor Tower 128.8.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, sir.
169.9 taxi at Bravo, Mike cross from 4 left approach at Bravo.
Hey there.
I'm a big fan of your channel. It's just sad I'm stuck in P3D because MSFS and X-Plane aren't and probably won't be accessible to the blind.
Before you say troll, look at my VATSIM stats.
Well, I could certainly believe you're there, but you don't need to worry about the simulator. But if you're blind, well done for utilising the simulator. I've certainly heard. Oh my goodness me! Someone's going on towards the edge of the runway there. That's awesome that you use the sim. We have a member that's blind as well on the channel, and he very much listens to the streams, and I try to give as much information about what I'm doing there, Tyler. But that's very generous of you. I'm glad you enjoy the streams. P3D, it's still used by a lot of people. I think for the big heavy PMDG jets, there's a lot of great aircraft on that simulator as well. I've not personally used it. But yeah, I'd stick doing that, enjoy that simulator, and thank you so much for your generous donation as well. It's very kind of you. But yeah, I'll have a look at your VATSIM stats. I bet you've probably got more experience than I have. Thank you very much, you said. That's very generous. So busy here, guys. He almost ran out of talent there. He did a little bit, didn't he? Perfect 99. That's why I love VATSIM so much. You can just see, with the new velocity update, exactly how the aircraft land. He was nearly on the grass there. There's another BizJet coming in. Just gonna open my window, guys, in my office. It's extremely hot in here. The PC. Well, I think I could. I don't have to worry about the heating bills this winter because I just turn my PC on. I'll have to worry about electricity bill. But what a crazy time we live in at the moment, hey? There we go. That should hopefully start cooling down. Now.
02 cross 15 left to November, hold short runway 15, right? Cross 15 left to November, hold short 15 right.
It wasn't alpaca colours. I think that's just because that's all I had. Model matching wise. Is it a 650? No, that's not. Is that a Shuttle? No, what's that? Whoa.
469 monitor tower 128.8.
Monitor tower, great job. That's Delta for 69.
Oh my goodness me!
2770 runway 9er taxi at Bravo.
Got fishing tugs going past as well.
Bravo and Mike cross 4 left approach at Bravo for.
He's having a right old rocky time.
16 cross runway 15 right at November taxi at Bravo, hold short echo.
Oh, steady on, sir. Oh, madam. Flare! Boom!
Bravo, echo, Mike cross runway 4 left.
Not bad. Sense line track is good. But definitely a firm one. I've definitely landed like that before. Super busy, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Aircraft departure. 1, 2, 3 taxiing out.
1682 spot 7. 1682 runway 9er, taxi via Kilo Bravo Echo Mike cross runway 4 left.
Excellent.
Kilo Bravo Echo Mike.
Squid climb. All the celebs coming in to try and get a ride with Flight X7. Unbelievable. Not at all. Look at all these aircraft here. Oh, Cyprus Airways. He's a long way from home.
421 Boston Ground, did you call clearance for your taxi just so I can get the flight strip from it? Sure. Yeah, so you're holding short on Bravo 4 left.
Can't see anyone on final at the moment. Well, long final there.
333 runway 9er taxi Alpha Echo Mike cross.
Maybe we should have started in LaGuardia. It's probably just as busy there as it is here. This is only the one sector to say, I'm afraid, guys, as well. Well, definitely as we're still on the ground here as well. Look at this. So busy. Lucas, do you use Volanta? No, I don't. Dolores, any plans to fly Concorde soon? Yeah, I'd like to revisit Concorde, Dolores.
902 cross runway 15 right at November, taxi at Bravo, hold short echo. cross 15 right at November, Bravo. Take a view,
Hi,
Bravo.
Miss Jingles. Weird questions. Probably thinking you're a genius. I'm certainly not that.
2136.
I landed at Manchester the other day. It felt like we landed left gear, nose wheel, and then right wheel. Not much wind. Any reason why this would happen? Could be for any reason, Mr. Jiggles. We obviously want to try and land on the main gear first. It's no issue if you land on one main gear first than the next. We never aim to do that. We're trying to land on both gear at the same time, but in stronger crosswinds, we just want to get the main gear on the deck. You should never really be landing on the nose wheel first. Always the main gear wants to be making contact. The nose gear has no strength in it. Can't support the weight of the aircraft. All the strength's in the main gear. So I should probably think if you felt like it landed on the nose gear, probably didn't. But if it did, as long as it's gentle, shouldn't be no problem. It should be no problem.
5991 Boston.
Bonus if we get all three at the same time.
5991. 5991 squawk mode, Charlie.
Maybe if I squawk mode Charlie, he'll see me come up. We do that in real life before we go for clearance.
Concord 9031 with you. Just backed off from Bravo 32, ready to taxi.
2365 cross 4 left.
There's Concord. We don't have any British Airways Concorde CSLs, so it's gone for a very blurry Alpaca Airways one.
Instead, turn left onto Bravo, then a right turn on.
United has overloaded the rear cargo hold.
9031 heavy, Boston Ground runway 9er.
Look at this.
Actually, before you can do that, can you squawk 1427, 1427?
How many go-arounds have you done on a company flight in your career so far? Less than 10. I did a go-around in Barcelona less than 2 weeks ago, though. No offence to my Spanish colleagues in air traffic control. They do a very good job, but in this case they did genuinely screw things up a little bit. They actually put their hands up and said sorry about that. Barcelona is extremely busy. I'm talking about El Prat, the main international airport. They sequence you in very tightly, so it's typically 4.5 to 6 mile spacing between aircraft, and they told us to maintain 160 knots till 4 miles because there was traffic behind us. What they failed to tell us until it was too late, there was an ATR ahead of us. So we noticed at about 6-7 miles that this ATR was clearly flying much slower and it slowed down. And we said, can we slow down? He said, no, we need you to maintain 160 knots till 4. So we said to the control, look, this traffic is less than 1,000 feet below us, and it's quite clearly we're closing up on him. No, maintain 160 knots till 4, they told us. So we did, we contacted Tower. Tower then told us, 10 seconds after the approach controller told us to maintain 160 knots to be slow down to 4. I said, oh, Japan Airways. I'm joking, of course. Slow right down to minimum approach speed. So it was like, well, we've just been told by your colleague to do 160 till 4, but we'll do that. We went around at 500 feet, and the aircraft ahead still hadn't landed. Yeah, that was a go around, but we saw that coming. And on our flight plans to Barcelona, we take additional fuel every sector. It's actually on the flight plan ATC fuel because there's a lot of. It's very busy.
625 cross 15 right, November, where are you parking?
Crossing 15 right, November, up to signature.
625 right, turn Bravo to parking a day.
Bravo to parking.
So busy, guys. I've already, remember, if you just joined, got my push and start request in, told to contact ground or standby on ground.
Flight 421, Boston ground, runway 9er, taxi.
There's flight control into LaGuardia now. Listener Nigel would have filed a report. Well, we have to file reports for all go-arounds below 1,000 feet, so I filed a report as well.
5991, thanks. Which direction are you facing on Alpha?
Fox, what do you prefer, more teaching new cadets or flying on the line? Well, I'm no longer an SFI or a TRI. I became a captain. I stayed on the line. There were opportunities to come back, but I enjoy being a captain on the left-hand seat for others. I really enjoy my flying now. But I certainly miss instructing. Part of me would like to do some more at some point, maybe become a TRE in the future, but very happy just on the line as a commander. Maybe an LTC soon. I quite enjoy just going out having nice days out with the guys and girls.
runway 4 right.
Yeah, Danny, you do feel sorry. You shouldn't have to do that.
9031 heavy, A firm, climb via, correction, maintain 3000.
Anytime, Punk. Best Vatsum is busy Vatsum, absolutely.
Boston ground, request taxi directions to runway 4 right, speedway Concord Heavy.
Taylor, can you do Cat 3 ups? What, today or just on the line? But yeah, we are Cat 3 approved and we have to do sim checks to keep it all up to date. What is this? Is it a Tupolev? We've got Alpaca Flot Tupolev here as well. Maybe he's in a 7.2 if we don't have a 7.2 CSL up. So busy, guys. Taylor, I meant to say in the sim, we'll see today. I quite like to hand fly so you guys can watch and have a laugh. But we'll look for some low-vis procedures in the winter where it's a lot more common. Martin, has it been a crazy busy summer for you flying-wise? Like no other. It's been absolutely balmy. I've done 100 hours each month now for last few months almost. It's just it's just beginning now to get a little quieter, but still very busy. Maybe not Callum, Boga, it's not when it's busy like this. I don't want to cause any additional overload. If we're destabilised, of course I'll go around. I always butter, so it's never a problem. Right, really listening out for our call sign now. It can't be too long. Craig Cooper, I'm trying to find how to program the FMC to do cost and touch and goes. Do you have a vid on how to set it up? Yeah, take a look at my Craig Cooper, type in Fly Data Sim circuit training tutorial, and you'll see loads of or my video on base training. I don't know if each touch and go if I reset up the FMC, but yeah, you do have to just simply put a basic approach in each time.
1355 squawk 1421 1421. 5991.
So busy.
Niner, taxi via Alpha, Echo, Mike.
Here comes Alpaca Flot. It's been ages since we've flown a Tupolev. The headache generator is so hard to fly. I should think he's in the 7.2 though. So busy, guys. This probably wasn't the best one to choose. The ship's having a few issues. As Alpaca's getting out. Yeah, there's a good little crosswind here. Is that 7.6?
Left on runway 15 left.
421 heavy Boston ground push.
Here it comes anyway. That ship is having some serious issues. Reported chief sailor. What's the wind here? It's like a decent, like 10-15 knot crosswind here.
355 heavy runway 9er taxi via Alpha Kilo Bravo Mike cross runway.
Yeah, he's got a 14 knot crosswind. Ooh, steady. Keep the crab in, don't decrab too early. Keep the crab in, keep descending. Keep descending. Ooh, he's floating. Decrab, 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 decrab. Ooh, he's landed with a lot of crab. That's fine, you can decrab after touchdown. There's the left rudder. Not bad, sir, not bad. Air Europa, he's a long flight. Very good. So cool, look, one's landed, one's taking off.
Eastern A300, runway 9er, taxi via Charlie, Mike, cross runway 4.
Chonky wind. I'm going to steal that term. Bit of a chonky crosswind.
Ground number 626 kilo, I've been just instructed by clearance to monitor ground.
So monitor ground.
6 kilo Boston ground, Roger, it'll be a while before I can get you taxi. Roger, 6 kilo.
Yeah, I think they've got some sort of program going out with regards to departures.
23 Juliet, ready for taxi.
I thought that was an Alpaca Airways
Ready for taxi, 123 Juliet.
style ship. It's in the same colours, but no, it's the Serenade of the Seas.
23 Juliet, runway 9er, taxi via Kilo, Bravo, Mike, cross runway 4
They're
left.
firing them off today. Yeah, need to do it quicker.
Kilo Bravo Mike, cross 4 left for runway 9. 123 Juliet.
Alpaca Ocean Ways, Alpaca of the Seas. Ain't on flight submit, Alpaca 2509. You are clear to null position.
I thought you said you wanted runway 4 right for departure. Now you're just inside of a 787.
Yeah, true, Lauren.
Minimums. Approaching minimums.
Cheers, ADS Legends, for the 13 months as a member. Hi, Captain. What's the name of the movie in which the pilots fight each other to park their planes at the end of the day? It's the Hunger Games. Oh dear, where's my soundboard? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'll load it up. What's my PC melts? I'll pack up a suitcase for you. I like what you did there. Oh god, that was extremely loud. Well done, ADS Legends. Yeah, Speedbird Concorde, is he actually in a real Concorde right now? Sounds like it.
Roger, do you see all the aircraft around you? T55, cross 4 left at Charlie, right turn, Mike.
Oh my goodness me, so busy. What's my FPS right now? 45.
Boston ground, I'm out from 59 runway. Do you want us to give way to this Delta?
Minimums.
Hey, Hayden.
Minimums.
No return status, ADS Legends. Hey, Hayden, 12 months. Hi, Captain. Good to see you streaming tonight. Thank you very much, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. He's taxiing on the... What is Concorde doing?
We have a Delta coming after us. Do you want us to give way, or do we have our way?
Oh no.
I don't want you to give way to that Delta.
The Concorde is now currently reversing onto an active runway.
T55, you can taxi Mike short Kilo now.
Oh, I think he's just basically manoeuvring around.
The 1491, cross 4 left, left November, hold short 15 right.
This is interesting. So we're starting with the APU. We burnt 60 kilos for the APU. We do to point we do a PA to explain what the delay is for. Yes, it's extremely busy.
23 Juliet, monitor tower 128.8.
As I'm not planning on flying 2 seconds, we can continue to enjoy this. Where's Concorde going? I bet he's already lost his minimum takeoff fuel, probably.
1872, push alpha, runway 9.
Casual 3.10. Interesting. Where is he going?
Correction, United 2136, verify squawk 1425, 1425.
Oh, what a paint scheme!
1421, 25 for 2136.
5421.
What is that?
Alpha, Charlie, Mike, cross from
Good landing though, really nice.
Charlie, Mike, cross 4 left at Charlie, Skyflight 421. 1555, hold short echo.
Short echo, there's
Look at all these arrivals as well. Boom.
2136, monitor tower 128.8, good day.
There's another Tupolev on final.
2136.
Charlie 2242, Machine 15 right on November.
This is 14, cross 15 right in November, Alpha to parking.
Just gonna see if this is enhanced skyscape. I'm just gonna turn off this. Yeah, all the FPS setting is called. Oh, I forgot there's an update. I need to update my enhanced skyscapes. Yeah, the clouds are really eating into my FPS at the moment. Oh yeah, I've just made them high performance. It gives me much better performance. But I think they've got an update out now to fix the FPS issues with these clouds. Where's that Concorde going?
I got 2509 Boston ground, push echo approved to runway 9er.
Push start approved, runway 9 out, back at 2509. We're out of here, guys. Alright, let's do this. Can we get a check?
Cockpit, show me where you want to go.
I think we'll just face this direction. He'll make it a longer push so we can get out of that exit.
So connected, bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake.
Backs off. Right, this door I'll try and remove now. I think if I just release the parking brake, it should shut the door with the sound.
Starting pushback, go ahead, start the engines.
Before start checklist below the line. Air conditioning packs. Off. Anti-collision light.
No, it's not good. This is not correct. No! And the door's been left open. Well, the door's been left in the air bridge. Why does it do that sometimes? Oh, helps if I turn the anti-collision light on.
Parking brake.
Unbelievable. It's off!
Set.
Transponder.
Alt off.
Before start checklist complete.
Other professional live streams are available. Classic alpaca. Yeah, alright, calm down. Call for maintenance. On our way down. Starting engine number 2. Fired, yep, good one. There 2. Is that flight critical item? What, the door? Oil pressure. N1.
But you're supposed to be short a kilo. Are you still short a kilo?
So don't leave your door behind in Boston. At least you didn't have a brawl with Jim. Oh, Martin, a bit of an Air France reference there. Dear. I read about that. Yeah, oops. Start to cut out. 2, 6, 3, 2. And no, I've never wanted to have a fight with any of my colleagues. Yeah, that was shocking. Door closed too soon, you're getting sold, so I know. Head to... More pressure. And 1.
1565, you're going to be after the Walker 787 to your right. Monitor tower 128.8. Alright, we'll be... Passing around Alaska 1050K. Your push start. 5991, monitor tower 128.8. 1355, monitor tower 128.8.
No, Packers left on board overnight.
Set the parking brake.
Yeah, neither's a door. Parking brake sets.
Disconnecting tow, stand by.
Taxi full length. Flight 421, monitor tower 128.8, good day. Good day,
Love it though. I'm having great fun, guys. Lovely time to spend my evening with you watching. If you are enjoying the stream, as ever, do ask you to smash the thumbs up button. Helps the channel a lot. Look at this. Great. So busy. Aircraft landing, taking off. Superb. Great immersion. Liam!
Zero Lima Golf Boston ground taxi to parking via Bravo cross runway 4 left, good day.
Bravo, cross 4 left.
Tow is disconnected, bypass pin's been removed. Hand signal on the left, she's all yours, Captain.
Excellent.
Cross runway 15 right in November, taxi Alpha, short.
Thanks, Pug. French CRM is different. When did the delay when do the compensation for delays come in? Lol. Oh, I mean our schedule was 30:30. I only pushed 32 minutes late. That's not bad at all. But it's 3 hours usually. Right, Tug. And the bypass pin's been seen. Excellent. Let's do the full taxi flow.
This 1 Boston ground cross runway 4 left, taxi November, hold short runway 15 right.
November, hold short 15 right, Acropolis 1.
Boston ground left, traffic, choose right for taxi.
Jet flight controls.
Push and start.
Full forwards.
Alpaca 2509, you ready for taxi?
30 seconds, please. And here goes the rudder.
20 Boston ground, push your disco.
So whenever ATC tells you to taxi, if you're not ready, you're not ready. Don't ever rush or skip checks. As simple as that. Same as actually in real life.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
APU.
Off.
Start switches.
Continuous.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Air conditioning.
PEX auto, bleeds on.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Flaps.
Flips 5 required and selected, green light.
Stab trim.
Set.
Start levers.
Idle detained.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Recall.
Checked.
Perfect.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Let's go. Checks equals life. Exactly. Must be respected at all times. So important. That and next is FMA monitoring. That's one of my bugbears when I was an instructor.
I just need your flight strip from them, so you have to call them so that they know. General, we'll switch over left 1032, thank you.
Alpaca 2509 ready for taxi now.
2509, runway 9er, taxi via Echo Bravo Mike, cross runway 4 left approach area at Bravo.
Cleared taxi, Echo Bravo Mike, 4 left, and cleared across Bravo on the 4 left approach, Alpaca 2509. Perfect, so let's just make sure we're happy with where we're going, because I have no clue at this airport what any of that means. So we're going to go Echo, cross on Bravo, Mike, and we can cross then the 4 left flight line. Bravo Mike, there we are. So we're going to go the long way around here. Bravo, Echo, Bravo, Mike, and then hold here, I guess, around for Kilo. Right, we'll just take our time, make sure we're happy with our routing. I've got it open in front of me on my Navigraph chart as well. Yeah, so config. Let's take off config warning. And there you are, you can see that the spool up time is much better. On our way.
Ground JetBlue 4320 ready for taxi.
1052 Boston ground, push Echo approved, runway 9er.
Push Echo approved, runway 9er, thank you.
4320 Boston ground, go ahead.
Perfect.
4320 Boston ground.
Ready for taxi.
Votra, yeah, the link. Thanks, Listermin, for grabbing that.
4320 runway 9er, taxi via Quebec, Bravo, hold short, Juliet.
Runway 9er, Quebec, Bravo, hold short, Juliet, JetBlue 4220.
2509, member to the taxi via Bravo, hold short, Juliet.
And now Bravo, hold short, Juliet, Alpaca 2509. So now Bravo, hold short of Juliet. So we're going to go right on Bravo. Where is Juliet? So, okay. So right on Bravo, hold short of Juliet taxiway. So it's going to be the second right.
872 heavy Boston ground, push Alpha approved to runway 9er.
So he's giving way. Juliet's over here. So first right's Alpha, second right Bravo. Where PMDG stands after all updates, ZIBO still better? Yeah, at the moment, you know, the whole thing, like for example, I'm making a right turn here, but to be fair, I think a lot of people told me like the PMDG, with regards to the tiller, if you have a separate tiller access and taxi with the rudder, it does feel better, which I need to look into doing. Do I need to be a member to fly online as Alpaca? Absolutely not, Martin. Anyone can join in and fly as Alpaca. I do a private members-only stream. As a perk of being a member, they have a members-only stream each month. That involves an Alpaca group flight where I'll only stream to members. But you can join in on any live stream like this and fly.
I'm not sure if you got us American 169, we're push back and start.
So we're going to hold short here of Juliet.
169 Boston ground, roger. 1425 Boston ground, you ready for push?
Very confusing for me. This taxiway. So he said Bravo hold short Juliet. So here's the hold line here. So we're just gonna wait there. I don't know if there's any traffic over there on the right.
Get 2509 monitor tower 128.8.
So busy. Look at this. Oh my days.
Packet 2509, monitor tower 128.8.
Monitor tower 128.8, Packet 2509. So we're going to hold short here.
Care 831.
So this is actually the whole short point before left approach.
On 33 left, monitor ground 12.9.
So I guess we're going to go all the way around here.
Left, monitor ground 0.9.
Maybe a shortcut.
We're off on Romeo 27.
Black Dog it does, but then again it's still a bit tad twitchy. But that's not necessarily PMDG, that is aircraft in that simulator. In Microsoft Flight Sim. So this is a monitor tower instruction, so we wait for them to call us. We can put the airborne frequency online. We'll give him a few minutes, and then we'll check in if he has
American 1845.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. Yeah, the AT's been superb.
4 right, clear to land. Traffic departs and hold subdivision on the crossing airline prior to arrival. Alright, runway 4 right, clear to land. American 1845. Copy. Eastern 355, winds 130 at 10, runway 9 are clear for takeoff.
Actually, Boston is good. Didn't he clear to pass 4 left hold point? So originally he did. The original taxi was to cross 4 left hold Bravo, but then he said amendment to the clearance there. DC 9798 is Bravo hold short of Juliet, which is where we are. I'm holding short here. Maybe I can go further, but I'm not 100% sure. If you're unsure, just don't cross any hold point. Because I'm unfamiliar with this routing here.
Cross 4 left on November, hold short of 15 left on November, Delta 5977.
United 2136, runway 9 airline at
I'm guessing it's hold short Juliet.
Runway 9 airline at 2136.
Because there was
Tower JetBlue
that here.
2832 on the ILS, 4 right, number 2.
What was it? Yeah, Bravo, there's a right for Juliet here. There's Juliet taxiway.
Start of the day, so Southwest 144 stop
Wait,
shot, that's
I hope there wasn't a door I saw open, no. Your X-Plane looks so much better than mine, it's crazy. Well, Pilot Max, I've got add-ons here, but everything you see right now in this situation, apart from the clouds, which is payware, is free. Mr. X6 Boston, free. Ortho 4XP, free. ZIBO Mod, free. All the things to download here is free. Yeah. Vortoware flight sim is in real life. Auto brake 3 braking like a monster. No, it's quite a routine auto brake setting. We use it every day. Max is pretty aggressive. It is used at certain airports though routinely, which are very short, especially when they're wet. Max manual braking I've never had to use. Never had to use max manual.
Right, clear to land. We're on the lookout for the crossing traffic. 2832. Eastern 355 heavy contact departure.
Monitor departure 65 heavy.
United 2136, winds 130 at 10, runway.
Thanks to the hearts, Pack. Hearts to you as well.
For the crossing airline.
9 are rolling 2136, thank you very much.
American 471, contact ground point 9er.
But yeah, they've done a great job. And actually, you know, we had to wait about 15 minutes to push the start. But they're sort of controlling the amount of aircraft at the whole point and also the inbounds into LaGuardia. First time ever going into LaGuardia on the stream. Very cool.
Starfleet 17-1 is still with you, Fox short of 4 left.
Vortua, I tried Auto Brake 3 at Schiaffos. Took me 7 seconds to get from 146 to 40. I was so amazed by the performance. That's not Auto Brake 3, sir. That's like max manual braking. That's yeah, they all have very hot brakes there.
United 2136, contact departure.
Steve M, Auto Brake 3 needs to be virtually the default for the PMDG. 2 hardly does anything in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Interesting. I wonder what they've based the deceleration rates on. I mean, before it worked okay. The ZIBO mod is literally quoted deceleration figures from the FCTM, so that it should match. Certainly feels good.
American 1845 on Yankee, showing runway.
The 2 also is quite gentle. I mean, 1 is basically none. With Auto Brake 1 and 2, at high speeds you've got so much braking power from the reverse thrust and spoilers. The wheel brakes actually do very little of the stopping power. As you slow down and reverse thrust and speed brake and ground spoilers become less effective, the wheel brakes start applying more pressure. Remember, the auto brake setting isn't a fixed set of braking, it's a fixed rate of deceleration, so it'll modulate the brakes to ensure that rate of deceleration remains the same. Dennis Firat, do you turn off trim air when securing the aircraft? I asked it to a real captain. He said we used to do that. We don't do that anymore after a software update. We still turn trim air off as part of the secure checklist. Whether it actually needs to be done, not so sure. So I was told to monitor. That means wait until they contact you. I haven't heard anything for a while. We've got a little what's he in? Tucano or something? Australian Air Force Tucano. It's probably not, but look at that, that's a cool shot.
Boston Tower, November 2946, landing runway 48.
Awesome shot.
November 29496, Boston Tower, good afternoon. Winds 13010, runway 4 right, clear to land, traffic departs and holds in position on the crossing runway prior to your arrival. Alright, clear to land, runway 48, November 2946. Look for traffic.
Taxi.
Sure, fine, so we're 143.
Tower Template 2832 is vacated for right at
7-8 there. We've got the Southwest about to come into view landing. Oh, look at that for a shot. Oh, go around. Bye.
On Yankee join runway 33 right, hold short runway
Steady,
4
sir.
left.
Don't forget to raise the gear.
On Yankee here, we'll join 33 right.
Go around.
20,
Nightmare.
10.
Thank you very much, whoever that was, Jaden Roberts.
Julia Roberts sends her regards. You guys are nice and...
Thanks, Hayden, for the £2. Appreciate it, buddy. Julia Roberts and I are not an item as much as I wish for it to be the case. It's just not happened, guys.
Frequency standby, working on a controller frequency change.
It's just not happened.
November 1,
It's not happened.
Julia, change to my frequency.
Thank you very much for your donation. Appreciate it.
2365, change to my frequency 132.22.
Changing frequencies now. Walker Air.
Delta 1565, change to my frequency 132.22. 132.22 for 1565. American 5991, change to my frequency 132.22.
Frequency change is going on here.
JetBlue 1355, change to my frequency 13222. Sierra Foxtrot Yankee 421, change to my frequency 132.22.
Maybe he's got some workload.
Southwest 1872.
Management going on here. Maybe 2 tower controllers.
3222. And Lufthansa 421, change to my frequency 132.22. 132.22 for 421.
I hope I don't get left in the dark here though, because I was told to monitor this frequency 1288. So I don't know if someone else.
67 Boston Tower at November cross runway 4 left.
There's 2 tower frequencies now.
Cross 4 left on November.
I've got a master caution here. Master caution doors. Left forward over wing.
2509 at Bravo cross the runway 4 left approach. Turn left on Mike and hold short of runway 9er.
Bravo, cross 4 left, Mike, and hold short runway 09. Now back at 2509. Well, I've got passengers. I've got passengers jumping out the plane as soon as I get my taxi instructions. This is not ideal. Also, may I add, I would not commence taxiing whilst passengers were jumping out the door. Unbelievable! Why does this ever happen to me?
Turn left on November and hold short of runway 15 right. Cross 4 left at 33 right, November.
This is just ridiculous.
2832.
Shut that door.
73 head cross runway 4 left.
Yeah, thanks.
I
hope it didn't fall into the engine. Right, Bravo.
437 Boston Tower on frequency.
4 left, Mike. Holding short of 09. Next left is Mike.
437 on Bravo, cross runway 4 left.
Oh dear.
Turn left on Mike and hold short of runway 9.
Right, here's Mike. Gonna make a left Mike here, then hold short of 09er. Not good, not terrible.
Star 1701, is that you on Foxtrot, shorter runway 4 left?
Okay, North Star again, I'll call you Paris. Starfleet 1701.
Sorry about that. Starfleet 1701.
There's left mic.
Foxtrot, cross runway 4 left, hold short of Bravo, and contact ground 121.9.
Cross 2,
And holding short of runway 9.
short of Bravo.
Oh, look.
2067 at November, cross runway 15.
We're number 1 on this side. Better do the before takeoff checklist, guys.
Before takeoff checklist to the line. Config.
Check.
Flaps.
Flaps 5 set. Green light.
Look at that.
Stab trim.
Set.
Takeoff briefing.
Monitor tower 132.22.
132.22, hold short 90, Alpaca 2509. Perfect.
4320 monitor tower 132.22. 132.22, JetBlue 42.
There we are. So takeoff briefing we'll do shortly. We'll just make sure we stop here and set the parking brake. Parking brake set. So takeoff briefing, PAX auto bleeds on, V-speed set for departure, 37, 39, 49 set. The departure is a PATS 6. Climbing straight ahead to claw 4,000 feet above. We're stopping the climb at 5,000 feet. And ADP2 will accelerate 1,000 feet. Any problems will climb straight ahead to 3,000 for the MSA. Airborne frequency, I'll preset 1330 as well. So that is reviewed.
Reviewed.
Cabin.
Secured.
Before takeoff checklist completed to the line.
Excellent. Starfleet. Yeah, there was a Starfleet call sign there. Excellent.
Alpaca 2509, runway 9er, line of await.
Line up and wait, Alpaca 250909. Excellent, clear to line up and wait, ladies and gentlemen. So turn taxi light off to remind us we've not been cleared for departure. LNAV auto throttle transponder to TAR8, weather radars on. So, checks below the line.
Before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP.
Set.
Transponder.
TAR8.
Strobe lights.
On.
Landing lights.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Excellent. Nearly there, guys. Took some time, but we're here. Superb. Who's ready to go flying, guys? Aren't your in-game pilots sitting very to the left of the yoke? Yeah, you know what? I'm a little bit to the right, but I'm sort of happy with this seating position in the sim with the view. The important thing is that the real yoke is right in front of me, as you can see.
Alpaca 2509,
Look at that.
130 at 10, runway 9er, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 9 clear takeoff, Alpaca 2509. Clear for takeoff, Toga's in chat. Let's go to LaGuardia. Yoke cam's on. And just stabilise, lovely spool up timing here. And set takeoff thrust. That's my fault, just not quite adding thrust quick enough there. Yeah, takeoff thrust set indications normal. And you see, like, the rudder, nice and smooth as it would be in the real thing. Really nice. That's what I like this sim. Checked, release forward pressure.
Delta 1565 Boston Tower, runway 9er, line of wait. Line of wait, runway 9er, 1565.
Up we go. And there's dead band, increase the back pressure. Oh yeah. There we are, airborne. Gears coming up. Airborne. And trim. It's good but to be home. This is the one. LNAV. To the flyby shortly, guys. Just gonna wait for this. Got a departure, Alpaca 2509. So let's bug up. Departure frequency is active.
Number 123 Juliet, Boston, departure, preparing west.
Just gonna lower the nose slightly. Love the mod. Flat one. So make sure you trim.
2365 heavy contact Boston.
Flaps up.
23.75. 2375 for 12365 heavy, thanks you.
Boston departures, Alpaca 2509, Pat 6, passing 2,500 for 5,000.
Alpaca 2509, Boston departure radar contact, climb and maintain
I maintain 14000 Alpaca 2509. So 14000 is set. Lovely and trim now. So it's an altitude, remember, in America, so we can select VNAV now. Set out to 250. Lower nose. It's just the inputs in this. Yeah, this is the one. Trimming nose down. Gauge autopilot now. Command A. Passing 4,200 for flight. Altitude 14,000. So I have to take off checklist. So gears off. Auto brakes off. These are off. Tax light can come off as well. Air conditioning and pressurization 2.2. That's exactly where it would be. And climbing. Temperatures set. Release the cabin crew. And to take off checks completes. Now I'm bound now to Fenway. Fenway to Gillette. Yeah, I like that flyby view. It'd be great if they could add that to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Mark Clubs Tech, do you have the extra spring in your Boeing yoke? I do. If you are interested, type in Thrustmaster Boeing 737 pilot review. That video's had a lot of views now.
2509, contact Boston Center 123.75.
2375 Alpaca 2509. Bye. See, I'm being all America. Doing it the American way. Just miss out the one.
TBM 123 Juliet, Boston Center, climb and maintain 14,000. Link that your final here to LaGuardia today. The what's your altimeter is 3009er.
Fenway for the Bunkway.
Center, JetBlue 632, 79 pounds discretion. JetBlue 632, Boston Center, roger.
Check in a second, I'm just going to go back to Star One Clouds. As long as my FPS can deal with it. Boston, hello, Alpaca 2509 on the PAT 6, climbing 14,000. Boston Center, hello, it's Alpaca 2509 on the PAT 6, climbing 14,000.
Alpaca 2509, Boston Center, climb and maintain 16,000, the Worcester altimeter 3009er.
Climb maintain 16,000, 3009, Alpaca 2509. I think I'm going to have to go back to simple clouds until I need to. I forgot to update enhanced skyscapes, their performance. They fixed this performance issue. It's struggling here.
Alpha 2770 cross BC at a maintain 8,000.
It's not as good, but it's actually, you know what? I might just turn it off.
All cross Maisie at 8,000 09er for
just going to go back to default.
JetBlue 632 descend via
then I'll make sure that's all updated next one.
Runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3005.
That's default now. But it gives me at least realistic clouds. Anyway, 16,000 set once, twice, and on the overhead panel, back there, and we'll just do the post-cruise checks as well. Pre-cruise checks, fuel, 4 pumps, lights off. APU's off, pressurization 6.0 sets. Release the passengers, recall. There we are, checks complete. So go vertical speed now. 2,000 feet per minute. Default's not too bad. No, I agree, Cam, and certainly when you've got low visibility, I'd recommend turning off enhanced skyscapes. It looks much better with that off. But they had an update which really killed performance, and they have released a new update which fixed it. I just forgot to update it. It's really struggling with the detailed clouds. These clouds aren't actually default, they're active skies, texture clouds.
Hawker 2365, climb and maintain for level 360.
What's your cruise MJC? 16,000? Low.
Hawker 2365, contact Boston Center 134.7.
Some weather actually over here to the right. Why don't they actually send you higher? Look, I guess it's to do with arrivals into New York. We've actually got quite a lot of cruise section here at 16,000. Lauren, is that a real factor in real life because of airspace capacity? They just put everything between Boston and LaGuardia at 16,000? Because obviously it would be far more efficient to get up to, say, 29, 30,000 feet on a sector this length. It's an alpaca aerobatics team.
Blue 4320 Boston Center, welcome. Climb and maintain 16,000. The Worcester altimeter is
absolutely steamy. Active Sky's still the best with no messing about frames and things like that. You need active sky. The actual default weather in X-Plane isn't that great. Wait, it simulates wind and things. It's not great at all. I did download Ortho for this entire sector, but it's a bit hazy. How does it climb? Every time you still get into the cockpit in your day job, do you still get nervous, excited, flying like it was the first time? Must be cool to do it as a job. Yeah, if I have time off, like such as annual leave, and I've been away for 2 weeks, part of me, a significant part of me, still looks forward to flying. I still enjoy my job. You know, I like going to work. I like flying a 737 and going home. I always say I haven't worked a day in my life for the past 11, 12 years, and that's the truth. I'm very fortunate that, you know, can't say the same for every pilot out there, but I do still love my job. I really enjoy it. A lot of the places I go to is all the same, but every day is different. Weather's different, different aircraft, all the same aeroplane, but yeah, just a bit of an av geek, I guess.
American 59.
Black Dog, you've only seen him do flight level 240 at most.
Actually, American 5991.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that plainly. Yeah, thanks for that. I'll have to update that because I think they addressed the performance issues. In fact, I'll write that in a big note to update that. I hope to stream again on Tuesday evening about the same time. I'll be also in the United States because I've been wanting to fly the MD-11 for quite some time. I had to jump into the mods. It's been ages for the mod. A couple of questions I've missed there as well. ZIBO, PMDG comparison, both great aircraft. I do mean that sincerely. You could argue I'm more favoured to the ZIBO because I've been involved with the project for 4 years. You know, 4 years of my life providing feedback to the team. There's a number of 737 pilots who do provide feedback, who ensure that this thing flies as realistically as possible. And it quite simply, for me, on the takeoff there, you could hear me saying these comments. You know, I've just come off the line. I've just done 5 days flying, and I noticed when I was in the PMDG and I'm going back on the line, I noticed things that, oh yeah, it didn't quite do that in the sim. And the same with the ZIBO mod for the last 4 or 5 years. I do things in the mods, go back on the line and go, oh yeah, it does that actually, this is how long it takes, or this is what happens when I extend the speed brake. And I can directly compare the two. So ZIBO utilises the pros that the simulator X-Plane 11 has, which Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't. But I am not some sort of X-Plane 11 love. I only love X-Plane 11. I love Microsoft Flight Simulator. The graphics look incredible. The scenery, we did the last stream of the PMDG 739B, and you can just pan around, and it's, you know, the screens in the air traffic control have got detail. You know, they're both incredible sims, and I will say it, and I'll continue to say it. Enjoy both of them. We're very lucky in the, you know, a quarter of our way into the 21st century to enjoy unparalleled realism in desktop simulators. You imagine 20 years ago, 25 years ago, beginning of the century, what guys had access to, we have now. Very lucky. Good night, 0321 Short. Yes, it's going to be approaching 11:30 for you there, so thanks for popping in. Have a lovely evening. Great week, sir. Oh, swimming climber, flying at SIB. If you had the time and money, what general aviation aircraft would you buy, maintain, and fly for your own pleasure? Unlike the 414 similar, but only can fly on the sim. I've always liked the Cessnas. I've always preferred Cessna over Piper. I've flown both. I did my PPL on a Cessna 150, 172, and 152, and then I went to Oxford Aviation Academy and did my foundation training on the PA-28. Flown both. Both great GA aircraft. I preferred the Cessna just because of the view you get a lot of better, you know, you can look right over your shoulder, see on the ground, and also I found it was a more stable platform. So if I could have anything, I'd love to have a new 172 or 182 if I got to GA. I mean, they're far more sophisticated than 737, if I'm honest, with all these G1000 cockpits, glass cockpits. Wind gusts and the ZIBO were heaps of fun when I used to do Expert 11 24/7. Yeah, if you've got Active Sky and, the way it reads the Meton and how it does it, very good, very good. I've done a number of streams in quite challenging conditions, and I've always enjoyed flying the mod in those, and it felt great as well. There we are, cruising along nicely at 16,000 feet anyway. Making good progress. We'll start setting for the approach into LaGuardia shortly. Dolores, I've always been curious, what is the protocol when ATC and the pilot cannot speak the same language? Have you experienced that before? Well, they have to, Dolores, speak English. That is the official language worldwide for air traffic controllers, so there's never that issue. You can fly into countries, even in Europe, where the controllers have a very thick accent. It can be a little bit more difficult to understand, but it's never an issue, really. Very cool livery it is. Beautiful. No idea where we're flying over. There's a lot of static here on Vansom as well. A chonky accent, you say, Captain? Have you ever flown outside Europe as a captain? Northern Africa. Boston's the alternate, John Franco. There's close up of the livery.
1572, contact Boston approach 118.
Is it Connecticut? Internet Care, thank you, that was my next question.
1825, or Southwest 1572, see it.
See, what I really like in Microsoft Flight Sim is the drone cam. That's a really cool tool.
Ready copy for 123. 123 Juliet, clear to LaGuardia Airport, be in present position. Direct cash, that's Charlie, Alpha, Sierra Hotel. Victor.
They could do with that though in Microsoft Flight Sim. I do miss the flyby.
Harp, Hotel, Alpha, Romeo Papa, and then direct, maintain 14,000.
There you go, let me just bring up Navigraph.
So, new routing from present location to direct to cash.
Do excuse my geographical knowledge here. So this is Connecticut. We are south of Oxford. We've got Wilbraham, Stafford, Windsor Locks, New Britain. All these places just named after places in the UK as well. Don't know anywhere known as Poughkeepsie. All those places.
4320, safe speed.
Excellent. Making good progress though.
Q Alpaca 2509, maintain 320 knots or greater.
320 knots or greater, so we'll go Alpaca 2509. Just realised I wasn't in VNAV, so you can do this two ways. You can either go back to VNAV, and then open the speed window and bug it, or you can update the FMC. So I can do 320 here manually, so up to you.
169 Boston Center, climb and maintain 16,000. The Worcester altimeter 3009er. 3009 and we'll climb to 16,000 for we're going.
Hey, get out of here, really? No, you're pulling my leg.
4.7.
Stephen Lowe, do you watch reflective reality simulation videos? I have seen his content before. He's a very, very competent, knowledgeable pilot. I think he's an Airbus operator. Some great videos. He was involved, I think, with the Challenger 650 by Hotstart, and I actually watched some videos he made, private videos. So yeah, I recommend checking his channel out. Thank you very much, Sim737 Pilot, for your $7.38 donation. Very kind of you, sir.
Glad to see you back in the States.
Thank you.
I lived in Boston for 5 years, skipped the Starbucks and get some Jack Snacks instead.
I wouldn't. Jack Snacks, I wouldn't know what that is, Sim737 Pilot, but thank you very much for the $7.38. A Jack Snacks, is this some sort of coffee shop I'm unaware of? But thank you very much for your continued support as a member and your donation there, Sim737 pilot, very kind of you indeed. Thank you. Swimming climb, if this was a real flight, would you cruise at 16,000 feet or go a lot higher? Well, in this sector, this is exactly, if you look on flight radar, the height aircraft fly here typically. Cheers, 737 pilot, very kind of you. Right, when we pass Nelly, we'll start getting set up for the approach, and am I right in thinking it's likely to be 22 in LaGuardia? I am unfamiliar with this airport. Harp 3, I believe.
Do you mind if we step out for 10 minutes? I'm on the back. Boston Center, good afternoon, Southwest 1872, climbing 9.1414,000. West 1872, Boston Center, welcome, climbing 18.
Yeah, I got this scenery. It's the scenery for LaGuardia I purchased today from Field there. It was so cheap, it was like $5. So I thought, oh, I was going to bother, but I thought, you know what, I'll grab it.
Delta 13.
Nelly to Vowry. We'll do a field check at that point
runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3005.
Smart 3. Where are we routing direct to? Nelly and then Vowry. Where's Vowry on this? I'm trying to work out where we come in on this arrival. Yes, landing runway 22 as it is on the real world ATIS. We'll stick with that. Yeah, it's a short runway, I noticed. 2,000 metres. We're going to go flat 40 today, guys. Yeah, 2,100, flat 40 for sure.
I'm sorry, there was a couple on at once there. I think United 437 was checking on Boston Center. Climb to maintain 15,000.
16011, so a bit of a crosswind. CB's northeast moving east. Okay. Yeah, I have to see how that's depicted. We did have some weather on the weather radar. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that. So weather avoidance wise, this is okay for now. We'll just keep an eye on that. How it's depicted in the sim is not entirely accurate. But, I mean, it could get scattered CBs, but this is the bit we need to keep well clear of. It's just basically a static image. I mean, in reality, I wouldn't want to go near any of it. But I'll just see how it is. I think what we'll do is just maybe we'll take a slight deviation there. Andre 19, the PMDG and Microsoft Flight Simulator can't keep altitude at all during turns. It can't, and that is a great disappointment if I'm honest.
United 437 maintain.
On our inaugural stream, we lost 400 feet on the base turn. Going to maintain 3,000. It sends us about 2,600. It did it on the versions for FSX prepared and Microsoft Flight Simulator as well.
23 Juliet, descend and maintain 1,000. 1,000 for Juliet.
Planning totally unrelated. Is it customary for an approach to Heraklion to get a very late descent clearance from Athens? Just asked because I saw the spoiler out most of the path. It could be anywhere plainly. You can get delayed descent to several airports, but if the speed breaks out for the entirety of the approach, then yeah, they've most likely been held high. But yeah, into a lot of Greek destinations, you can be held high. I certainly think of my last flight to Greece. We never got straight in there. Anyway, let's just have a little fuel check at Nelly.
TWA 5591, Boston Center, turn right heading 095, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
So Nelly, 21 minutes into flying 20, so we've saved a minute. We should have burnt 1,800 kilos of fuel. We've probably burnt more for the amount of time we're on the ground. So 8, 9, we've burnt about 1,800 kilos of fuel. Actually about the same. But I did actually take into account on my flight plan. I increased the taxi fuel time in SimBrief, as you would do at a large airport like this. So you can see here taxi. Look, 30 minutes of taxi fuel. So 340 kilos extra. Well, I don't think we're taxiing for that long. But yeah, you could update all that in SimBrief. SimBrief is an incredibly powerful flight plan tool, very realistic. So happy with the fuel, makes sense. Start setting up for this approach. Let's get 105 active.
437 cleared direct Harp. Actually, that one I can't do, but United 437 get clear direct to Valley.
We've got LaGuardia VOR 13-1. 13.1. Course 224.
Contact Boston, setting 134.7.
134.7, Southwest 1872,
And 224. And a hijack at Greco 1900. MSA, no real terrain issue. 2,900 to the west, but obviously that's straight towards New York, isn't it? We're all close to the centre here. Minimum's 212. Is set. Let's get the FMC set up next. So VNAV 250 below 100 or 10,000. Forecast winds in. We can whack in 10,000 feet winds. And so this in the PMDG they'd had an execute prompt. This is correct as per the real aircraft. The only execution prompt is on the right. The altitudes don't require an execution entry, but on the right the winds do. So this, look, you can see execute. That's accurate.
Alpaca 2509, cross BC at and maintain 8,000. Steward altimeter 3009.
Cross maintain Basie 8,000 on 3009, Alpaca 2509. So Basie 8,000. Sets. There we are. So the winds are in. Fixed rings next. 22. 10 and a 4 mile ring. Beautiful. Is it possible to get a flight deck sim tank top? I don't see it on your merch website. Don't want to custom print one without your consent. A tank top? Not touched. I can't stop you from printing your own, but oh my goodness me. I funded out. So yeah, oops. I wouldn't want to stray into this in real life, but the way it's all kind of depicted here. But yeah, if you were going into the side of a... See, the clouds here actually look really good. And you'd want engine anti-ice. Oh no, it's actually 13 degrees. Look how warm it is up here. Don't need engine anti-ice. Oh, flown for a hailstorm. Oh yeah. Wow, it's been light turbulence. That's pretty cool. That's where it depicts weather radar, painting the weather, and you fly right through a cell and it goes like this. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Reset MCP, 5 miles to the consent. So we'll set 8,000 now. So we can clear to descend 8,000 to cross at Basie. Wait, where is Basie? Oh, there it is. I couldn't quite see Basie. 8,000. Oh, we need to finish up with this. Aiden, no. Right, let's have a quick look at this. You're distracting me now. There's I can see one coming in now. The Basie turbojets expect 8,000. That's in the FMC. Top of descent, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to descend here. I'm going to give him 320 knots of descent as well. Execute. That's going to update our profile. There you go, 600 feet below now, which would make sense if we increase our speed. These calculations are done as per the real VNAV system as well. So this is a high-speed descent. Harp, Crayley, Harp, Crayley, then straight off to the ILS, over 3,000. Frequency courses minimums are set. Yeoman 3,000. That checks. Greco high check 1900. Down to the minimums. Is it 2,400? What is it? I can't remember what the figure is. Is it feet? I think it's the feet. We'll double check there. So straight in there. If I have to go around 3,000 on the 225 VOR. Radial 225 from quad 8 to around 11 miles. Climb and hold 3,000. Okay. Performance then, very short runway 22, so we're going to go and burn 400 kilos, very, right below our max landing weight here, 64.9. Let's get the landing calculator. This is also based off the real performance data, it's very accurate actually. Put this in for the mod. I remember how to get to it.
Speedbird 1313, contact Boston approach 118.
So runway 22. 16011.
TWA 55.
It's currently dry.
Maintain 16,000.
Temperature is 29 degrees. QNH, well it's equivalent to 1017. To another storm. Not really paying attention here. I mean, it is green, but still you don't want to go through any cell regardless of the colour. 64.9. Yeah, flat 40 on a brace 3, and that is factored, I believe, now in the mod, so that will do. Second to 10 reverse, first of all, aim to vacate at Charlie, if not Yankee.
Alpaca 2509, count on New York approach 120.8.
120.8, Alpaca 2509, bye. ATC, no sweat at all. 2,400 feet, thank you, on American terminology, 550 metres. There we are, you can see it's decelerating to 250. VNAV is still completely idle path as we go through a hailstorm. Oh, look at the turbulence. Other professional live streamers are available that wouldn't do such things. New York Centre, hello, it's Alpaca 2509, Harbour 3, descending to 8,000 feet to be level basey.
Alpaca 2509, New York approach, uniform is currently LaGuardia, expect the ILS 22.
Roger, ILS 22, Alpaca 2509. So 8,000 feet, there is a level segment here. You see there's top of descent 8,000 being generated, that's exactly as per the real aircraft as well. So these little tiny things is, oops, just not my iPad over. These little tiny things is what's missing in the PMDG. It doesn't have all the correct indication as per the most updated 737s. It's just, the VNAV's just lacking that area. This is far more realistic with regards to what's depicted on the ND, how the aircraft's behaving. Look at this, idle path descent, completely idle, proper idle, not some sort of funny idle. 1,500 feet per minute, 1,600 feet per minute for 250 knots. It's performance which matches the real aeroplane. That's why I still use the mod. It's an incredibly realistic model of the real thing. Right, anyway, let's do the post-cruise checks. Fuel 4 pumps, lights. Don't need the logo. Angular bank, still set to 25 feet. Pressurization, 3.9 set. Seatbelts on recall. Checks complete. And you'll see as the aircraft levels off here at 8,000, it will be as it should be. Yeah, I hope they figure it out. Hopefully they can do it. And the team have done a great job, you know, bringing their PMDG aircraft into Microsoft Flight Simulator. But if you want a 737 which behaves as per the real 737, I mean, pretty much identically, this is the one still. Play, do we know the FMC software version of PMDG's model off? Someone told me it's based off the 2004 U10.8 or something. So it's about 15 years old, whereas this is literally the most updated version with the correct logic as well, which has been updated by a number of us. Make sure it's correct. Now, actually, I think, yeah, U13. Are we on U14 now? I'm not so sure. U13. There we are. 8,000's in VNAV, and there's a new top of descent point for continuous CDA idle thrust. So, Carson, if you look at it subjectively regarding which 737, for me, it's the ZIBO mod. With regards to, you know, this might sound as a surprise, which one you might enjoy the most in a sim, I'd say probably the PMDG, because you've got the great graphics and it is very good. So, as a whole sim experience...
2509, to maintain 4,000.
So maintain 4,000, Alpaca 2509. As a whole sim experience, you know, the Microsoft Flight Simulator probably wins because it's a great visual experience. I tell you what, if I was flying in the approach in New York, I think having the city in the background there in the sim Be great. So pushing out into vent, the aircraft's now going to do 1,000 feet per minute. This is a little bug, so it's not perfect. I believe that should show on profile, then it will slowly drop below, and then it will come back to the aircraft instead of just showing us low now on profile. Yeah, I don't. ZIBO has about, I don't know, half dozen real 737 pilots providing feedback. First officers, captains, TRIs, TREs, SFIs, who've all put their bit into this aircraft. He has people who are engineers who provide feedback. You know, it truly is something quite special in a desktop simulator. And it will be completely compatible. Direct to just confirm points. Sorry, Alpaca 2509.
2509, direct to Yeoman.
Thanks, direct to Yeoman. Alpaca 2509. Excellent executed. Oh, no, and that's actually put us back on profile. Nice. So keep steady to 4,000. Now cleared altitude. I've got a little bit of. I don't think I've got ortho for this part here. No, it looks a bit default. Most realistic performance profiles over graphics as a real-world private student pilot. Yeah, and an X-Plane 11 very much sells to that market. It is an actual official. Don't forget, X-Plane is an officially used by a lot of flight training schools. It's licensed, I think, as well. Too. I even think that what was it they were promoting the other day? They're being used by a firefighting company that have the. I can't remember what the aircraft is. One of those seaplanes. Whereas Microsoft Flight Simulator is a game. It's more a game. It's based on a game. Their core audience is Xbox users. The majority of their users are on Xbox. So, but it is a great simulator as well. It does simulate flight very well. Depends what you want. But yeah, if you really want to experience PMDE, grab the 600. It's $35. It's the one to get. Really. Anyway, we've been not cleared the approach. We're going to carry on to Yeoman. We should probably do the approach checklist here. 24 to 60, probably a little bit low on profile, but that's just with the profile coming in there. Glideslope will come alive shortly. We didn't do the descent approach check, so let's quickly rattle those off.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach briefing and fuel.
Discussed.
IAS and alt bugs.
All set flaps as well.
Checked and set.
Descent checklist complete.
We didn't do the flaps though. Just take that one there. You can take off the weight, it'll be a knot difference. We'll go with that one there. So we'll do the approach checklist. Just want to make sure we've got the correct ident for the ILS. We do. It's IRD. We'll level off at 4,000. Remember, there's not such a. I could have done a bit more. Actually, I do lie. I could have done a bit more of a CDA. And again, I'm not 100% sure why VNAV's showing us on profile here, but it should be a bit more of a CDA here. So again, you know, the mod isn't perfect. Maybe it is because of here, but I don't know why the profiles had us level off at 4,000 here. But it is now bringing the speed back. Glideslope's alive. There's the decel.
2509, 4 miles from Yeoman, cross Yeoman at or above 3,000, cleared ILS, runway 22 approach.
Cleared ILS 22 at above 3,000, Yeoman, now back at 2509. Glideslope's alive. Just trying to finish this approach checklist. So, yeah, we've got the idents, IRD, Glideslope localizers alive, frequencies are set, the fixings are in. Let's do the approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments.
Set and cross check.
Approach aids.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist complete.
Localizer alive, localizer capture.
4320, clear direct Yeoman.
I'm going to send 3,000. Just set vertical speed arm approach. Flaps 1. Ideally, you want to have flaps selected at least. At least flap 1 before glideslope capture, just to control the speed. So glideslope capture, missed approach 3,000 feet is set, and straight to flap 5. Up back at 2509, established ILS 22.
Roger.
Oh, I keep dropping my iPad, I'm not leaving it there anymore. Well, actually, I do need it for taxi charts. Oh, screw it, I'll just get lost. There we are. And this is where Microsoft Flight Simulator would be incredible. New York off to the right.
Contact with LaGuardia Tower, 118.7, have a good night.
118.7, now back at 2509. Cheers. There you go, flat 5 established, and this is perfect sort of drag, feels great, just slow deceleration, really nice. LaGuardia Tower, back at 2509 ILS22. Hello? Yeah, 187.
Back at 2509, contact LaGuardia Tower 118.7.
One Tower 187 now, back at 2509.
Oh, I'm sorry, packet 2509, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're already in tower frequency.
No problem, we'll continue approach, 7 miles, now back at 2509.
Packet 2509, LaGuardia Tower, how you doing? Wind 17011, runway 22, code on.
22 clears land out, back at 2509. Perfect. I think a little bit of cosine crossing there. Anyway, clear to land. Would you like to do some hand flying, guys? Let's make sure I'm on tower. Oops, I might just... There we go, back on tower.
LaGuardia Tower, Diamond 515, Shuttle, checking in 1,500.
Perfect. Disconnect the autothrottle, disconnect the autopilot. Just have a habit in the mod, sometimes you disconnect, it just doesn't trim down slightly.
Okay, 3004, maintain 1,500, Charlie Bravo.
Gear down, flap 15, match speed, landing checklist. Oops, hold on, I need to get my checklist open.
Landing checklist.
Okay.
Start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Not again.
Oops.
Check.
Speed brake.
Got a hand fly here as
green
well.
light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 greens.
Auto brake.
Auto brake 3 set.
Flaps.
Coming in. Flap 30. And now flap 40, 162
Flaps
knots.
40 set. Green light.
Landing lights.
On.
Landing checklist complete.
Perfect. So you just got to make sure you're below that 162 knots for flat 40. Remember, we're very heavy today. We're landing around half a ton below max landing weight. So our thrust we need here is about 64, 65% to maintain the speed. Pitch power on this is, again, perfect. So the attitude, if anything, was maybe a degree high. Too high. But otherwise, really nice.
766, LaGuardia Tower, reaching 5
Power is spot on for this gross weight. I know, because I landed below max, about 500 kilos below max landing weight this week, because we're tankering. And it was about 65% of the way down. This is just like being at work. New York off to the right hand side. Beautiful. Check. This is the field air scenery as well. Purchased today, just a fiver. What is it? V1 Simulations calls this airport? The garbage. Tad high, to keep descending.
300.
Don't mess around, it's not a long runway here either.
Plus 100.
Checked. A little bit high, just keep that rate of descent coming down there. There we are, back on profile.
Minimum.
Continue, keep descending.
100.
Checked.
50. 40.
Check.
30. 20.
Close.
10.
Bit firm. There, I don't care on this runway. Speed brakes up. Right at the aiming point. Reverses. 75%. And what's great about this aeroplane, it feels like... It felt like I was landing an aeroplane that weighed 65 tons. That's what makes this aircraft and mod so great. When we did that stream with the empty ZIBO mod, it flew like an empty 737. This just landed like a 737 that weighed that much. Right, that was a little bit too high speed for that turn, I just wanted to make it. Superb. Bit firm, but perfect for these conditions.
Packet 2509, welcome to LaGuardia, left turn on Bravo, ground point 8, good day.
Left Bravo, ground point 8, sound packet 2509, bye.
2509, my bad, ground point 7, see ya.
Point 7, bye. Perfect. Great stream. Great, you know, great to be back in the mod. It felt like landing at 65 tons. Honestly, I flared at that, and flat 40. It felt like flat 40. That's why I love this airplane. This is just you get the in planes and Microsoft Flight Simulator, you don't get that difference in gross weight. It feels the same.
We're unable to take the right turn. Could we give a Golf?
I have no idea where I'm going.
Golf.
Still don't like that sound though, ZIBO. Get rid of that. For the speed brake motor retractor, whatever it is. LaGuardia ground, hello, it's Alpaca 2509 on Bravo. Busy. At LaGuardia ground, good afternoon, it's Alpaca 2509 on taxiway Bravo.
Alpaca 2509, ground hello, taxi Bravo Echo Alpha to the ramp, great day.
Bravo Echo to the ramp, Alpaca 2509, thank you, you too, bye.
With 766 contact.
So take Echo, next right, and we'll just pick stand my sort of taxi instructions. I like it. Great to see some other alpacas here as well. Got German Air Express there, might be in our way. It's an Alpaca A350 from the long haul fleet. Welcome to New York.
Expect a PDC shortly.
Beautiful. The mod is now available for free. Go try it out if you haven't done so already. It's 1,000 times better than the PMDG. Joking. Right, we've got clear right. Here. So I guess to the ramp. I don't know. We'll just go here. I'll take this right stand here. APU started. And what I'll do, I'll go in this way. That's got my name on it. And we'll go for our taxi and music. ZIBO 737 giveaway. Probably came in here completely wrong, but I do not know this airport at all. What else have I forgotten here? Strokes. Stand 21 it'll be then. Yeah, that's that landing was quite. I thought it was going to be a little firmer. I was actually quite happy with it. That's a sort of perfect landing for. I'm not bigging myself up, you know. I'm quite modest usually, but for that sort of runway, flap setting that way, that's fine. And a lot of people would think, oh, that's a really heavy landing. Don't want to fly Alpaca Airways again, but that is what you want to do. There we are, Boeing 738. Perfect. A little bit right. There we are, stop. Right, parking brake is set. AP is available on the bus. 2 blues, 1 red, engine's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, there we are. Oh, can't get my half turned it off. There we are. Welcome to LaGuardia, New York City for the first ever time on a Flight Deck Sim live stream. Very happy. Latest public version of the ZIBO mod as well, 354.17. Excellent. Untested sector. I broke my rule, but it went perfectly. Very, very happy. Pack more love hearts there. Thank you very much. They were stuck. They were loose. A little bit of WD-40 will do the job. Right, GPU is available. I won't put that on because we're going to do a replay. Anti-coal off. Voice recording come on. Isolation valve is on open. Always make sure that the N2 is below 20% when shutting the engines down. The FMC is reset. Would have loved to have done 2 sectors, but seeing it took us 2 hours 10 minutes to do that short sector, and it's approaching well, past midnight mainland route now. We're only going to do the one today because it would have been cool to show route 2 during a live stream, but that is all functioning, working correctly. Great to be in LaGuardia. I mean, the ATC was flawless. Got there, taking off there. An Austrian 737 Classic by the looks of it. He's got a long flight. Yeah, this is the field air scenery. I purchased it today. Yeah, it's pretty basic. Probably why it's only £5, but it gives you the... I mean, for me, I think all I really want is a terminal that looks roughly like the same as a minimum, and the stand numbers and taxiway markings, which you get. So yeah, I don't think I've got any other field air products there, but very basic, but that's perhaps all you need. Is it dangerous to have the APU bleed and engine bleed on at the same time? It's not dangerous, so long as your thrust is at idle, it's fine, but if you add thrust, you can back pressure the APU, which could potentially cause damage, so we never advance thrust levers beyond idle with APU and engine bleed on there. The only time it's configured like that is during the before taxi flow and the pushback, and then we turn off the APU bleed as part of the before taxi flow there. Can we get a 757 flight soon? It has been a... we'll do some other aircraft before that, L. Smith. MD 11 is an aircraft I'd like to see again soon. But yeah, the 75 is always a popular one on this aircraft there. Could we see the Beluga and Concorde again soon? Concorde wants to come back. I haven't flown any of the INI builds aircraft as well. They're all aircraft I'd like to fly at some point there. I can see a comment there again. Daniel, we'll have a look at that. Cam did a flight from my B-14A4s. The offset ILS is interesting. Oh, I can't remember that one there, but yeah, there's some offset approaches around that part of the world there. There's the Welcome New York sign. I know you can see it in the background there. Pretty cool. Not like the Belfast Out-on Airport Microsoft Flight Simulator. People walking around with the Red Bull can in their hand. Interesting. Maybe he's a Max Verstappen fan. Ooh, did watch the race earlier. I think the season's done and dusted, if I'm honest, but well done to Max. He's been very dominant this year, but the car's been also very strong. Excellent. Well, there we go. I enjoyed that stream this evening. Hope you enjoyed it as well. We'll continue flying the ZIBO mod. A lot of people ask for a sort of comparison video between this and the PMDG. I will look into that. I do enjoy streaming in any spare time I get. I like to plan and prep streams. I'll look into perhaps doing that and how I'd film. I've not really done a video like that before, but it's something people keep commenting about, emailing me about, messaging me about. I'll certainly look into doing that at some point. I said that when the 700 came out as well. Awesome. Well, thank you very much to the Boston and New York controllers for absolutely fantastic ATC. It was flawless, no problems at all from A to B. Very busy getting out of Boston, of course, but they managed it expertly well. Very, very impressed with that. Anyway, let's log off the network. There we go, and we'll turn down the music here. And oh yeah, thankfully I don't have to fire up any replay recorder because it just does it automatically. I have missed that. Let's cue the funky replay music. There we go. Right, let's have a look at that landing. Because it was quite firm, but as I mentioned, it felt like I was flying an aeroplane with flat 40 that weighed 65 tons. Let's put ourselves here. There was a little bit of a crosswind. Didn't really make much of a crosswind correction. If I did, I certainly did it instinctively. Just the behaviour in the sim, yeah, superb. Just the way the aircraft handles, bounces, the rudder, and the yaw, superb. Very happy with that landing. You know how critical I am of myself, but I couldn't have. I don't think I could have done it any better. I sound a bit big-headed, but you know I'm very modest in reality. But that was as it needed to be. Right on the aiming point. You immediately select reverse thrust. Mate, the mod there is a little bit quick spooling up the reverses. It doesn't usually accelerate as quick as that. Maybe I had a little residual thrust left, but usually it's a little slower. So, okay. Have a look here from the left-hand side. But yeah, the way the aircraft behaves, superb. Absolutely superb. Love how I settled on the right gear and then left. Sounds awesome. We've got a tower view? We do. Sim 737 party using video shadow play to record in the past, record sound no problem. Yeah, I've used that in the past. I generally use Windows to record videos. I'll think about that plainly. Yeah, a lot of people have requested it. The only thing I did was a bit naughty. I came in here 40-50 knots and went. I wouldn't do that. You'd probably tip onto two wheels. Just wanted to make that exit for ATC. Superb. Right, what view we're going to go for? Left or right? I reckon left so we can see the airport as we touch down there. Superb. Right, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed another public stream of the ZIBO Mod 737. It's been a while. As mentioned, this is version 354.17. It's the latest public version. Works fine for me. Little thing with VNav on approach. It said I was on profile, but it did level me off at 4,000. There might have been something I missed, but not sure. It should have quite done that. Otherwise, everything else looks hunky-dory. Go download this version today. Thank you to all the people who donated today as well for your generosity. Very kind of you. To all the regular subscribers and viewers, thank you very much for popping in. Don't forget to like the video on the way out. Thank you to all the members for your continued support as well. Very much appreciated too. Can't believe we're up to nearly 83,000 subscribers. We've grown a lot of growth in the last 3 months since the release of PMDG, and I'll continue looking at that aircraft as well. It is a great add-on in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I would 100% recommend it still. We'll try and squeeze out a stream on Tuesday, and I do have a couple of standbys this week as well, which I'll perhaps utilise to stream too, and I have a few more standbys popping up on my roster. I do have my sim check in about 3 weeks' time, so we'll have to prepare for that as well. Guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, for what's left of it, for those of you to the west of me, and enjoy the upcoming week. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheerio!